Cryo Interactive, a French developer releasing games since 1989 that I always find initially intriguing because of their unique settings, artwork and avant-garde approach. It must be the Myst fan in me. Doing their own thing is commendable, but to the detriment of their popularity. Off the top of your head, can you name 5 Cryo games right now? If you can, congratulations, you're in the right place. This is Aztec. Sorry, Aztec the Curse in the Heart of the City of Gold. A pseudo 3D point-and-click adventure set in 1517 Mexico Tenochtitlan.
They walked for a long time. A very long time awaiting the sign. The sign that the gods had told them about. The sign that would tell them where to build their city. They were waiting to see an eagle perch on a prickly pear tree. And there, where they saw the prophecy accomplished, there they built their city. They came from the country of Aztlan. This is why they are called Aztecs.
You can tell this is a 90s CD-ROM package because along with the main adventure there are the educational encyclopedia and free roaming options, making it feel like Encarta or, dare I say it, a Philips CDI game. I feel old now. We never really see this in games anymore due to changing trends and declining attention spans. The original PC version came in a big box, and back in them days, being young and before digital distribution, buying a new game was an occasion so you had the time to dedicate to it without the beckoning lure of a huge Steam library.
It was in the year of 12 House. I was carefree then, always ready to go off hunting with my blowpipe.
You are Kawapu, or Little Serpent, a simple huntsman heading out for a routine hunt.
In those times, we lived modestly. The birds I brought back allowed us to improve our daily ration of cornbread and to sacrifice to our gods. That day, the hunting had been good, and I was getting ready to return to my village of Atoyak. Suddenly, I saw a warrior attack a nobleman. Once the murderer had disappeared, I rushed to the side of the wounded lord. Before dying, he gave me a mysterious carved necklace and begged me urgently to warn a certain poet by the name of Tlatli. This poet lived in the great city, in Tlatelolco. It was, he told me, a matter of life and death for the whole empire. It was then that the warrior returned, accompanied by soldiers. He accused me of being the man's murderer. I understood immediately. If I stayed there, I was dead. I had to run. My legs were young and strong, and I knew the forest surrounding my village. The soldiers did not catch me. I had to hide for 2 whole days in the mountains before going back to my village. It was then that I understood that my destiny had been altered forever.
And Sunley Village. Something like a 2 days later message or a transition might have helped sell that better. There, see? Much more believable. Okay, oh no, how do I... Oh, thank buggery for that. Mercifully, this game is mouse compatible, because controlling the cursor with a D-pad is like trying to operate a claw machine with your elbow. Speaking of the Myst series, you may be familiar with the static 360-degree, not quite actually 3D visuals, with slow transitions between the limited locations. I personally recommend playing this on a PS2 so you can engage the disc speed option to slightly reduce these.
Listen to me now. Do you recognize me? Alas, you will find neither your father nor your mother. Soldiers came and took them away. They said you killed a noble lord. I know you, little serpent, and I do not believe you committed this crime. Go back home and take everything you can with you. If there are still some cocoa beans left, the ones we use for money, take them too. Come and see me as soon as you can. Your life...
The dialogue is unnatural at times. The characters will say things about themselves and their culture that little serpent would know, but are said for the sake of the player. That's understandable, but it took me out of it and made me feel like I was visiting one of those historical recreation museums where the actor's behaviour negates the believability.
Trust the gods.
Well, better go grab my shit and see what Qualatzli advises.
Cocoa beans! That could be useful.
The encyclopedia extends into the main game by allowing you to click on certain objects when the question mark symbol appears, as if Cryo were pleading with you to learn. We put all this research into the Aztec culture. Please justify our efforts. Learn!
You've come to see me. That is good. Alas, I told you. Your parents have been carried off. Men with weapons came and took them. It is said they pronounced evil omens, and that they were sorcerers. Go and see the poet Tlatli. Speak to him.
As a consequence of your alleged crime, your parents have been arrested in conjunction with a curse that's currently affecting the region.
Find out where they have been.
Our only lead now is this Tlatli fellow. So let's... Oh! Don't do that!
So I found you at last. You killed a noble lord, and you're going to pay for it.
Yep. Gonna kill you. Here I go. Any moment now. Hey, go back here. Oh, crappity crap, where do I go? Ah! Aha!
If you've come to see the poet Tlatli, you've come too late. I am a filth-eating priest. I am paid to eat the sins of those who are about to go to the place of the dead. If you are one of his friends, I can tell you that this man did not die of the strange evil that is afflicting our city. He was murdered. I must also give you this. It's a jewel he gave me before dying. You must take it. I have no right to keep it.
Well, arse, he's dead. Hey, Qualatzli, any news on me folks?
Alas, I know nothing more. One thing is certain. If you don't save them quickly, you'll never see them alive again. I'm very much afraid they're being kept for the sacrifice of the festival of the return of the gods, which is to be held in just a few days. If you have other clues, you must follow them, little serpent.
After this point, Qualatzli's involvement is pretty much over, leaving you to your own devices. We return to Tlatli's house now that the filthy priest has left, so we can have a proper rummage.
Bird thought the evil illness had taken him too. Bird didn't have the time to go and get the turquoise he asked me for. The soldiers came and Bird hid away.
I think his name is Bird.
When they left, my master was still alive. Bird ran to fetch the filth-eating priest. Bird has told you everything he knows.
Turquoise, eh? Oh, what's this? Guards. I'm out of here. More guards. Not that it matters that much. The guards will just stand there and stare right at you, and will only recognise you if you click on them. So, don't do that. Anyway, turquoise. Let's check the marketplace.
What do you want, young huntsman?
Turquoise?
You won't find any in this market.
Oh.
What do you want, young man?
Turquoise?
If I sold turquoise, I wouldn't be on this market.
Damn it.
May the gods be with you. What can I do for you?
Turquoise?
I haven't seen any here. This is certainly not the place to find any.
Shit! Turquoise?
I don't know. Have a look in the market.
I was just... let's try elsewhere.
I kissed the earth before you. You're not from here. I've never seen you. Have you come here to pray?
This is Chamali. He's on your side and will help you with useful information. Oh, and Chamali. Turquoise?
There's no turquoise here. This is a district of feather dressers. But perhaps you mean the courtesan called Turquoise. Giggity giggity. In that case, you'll find her at the end of this district.
What do you want from me, young hunter? I knew my poet friend was in danger, but he never wanted to tell me why. He left me a poem not very long ago. He told me laughingly that I had to keep it in case anything happened to him, that someone would certainly be able to interpret it. This poem is a puzzle, and I've never understood it. I will give it to you. You will know what to do with it. I also know that he was preparing to leave our city. He must have felt he was in great danger. He had asked one of his friends, a feather dresser by the name of Chacoatl, to accompany him on the journey he was preparing. This feather dresser lives very near here. You will go and see him tomorrow, for the earth has already begun to swallow the sun. Night is falling, and I know that Chacoatl is not there today. You will stay with me tonight.
Giggity goo.
And tomorrow you can go and see him.
Now to see Chacoatl? I wonder, show him that bloody parchment.
Show me this parchment quickly.
Okay.
This affair is above our heads. You have to go and see the Lord and Prince Tlil Patonki, our woman serpent. He will know what to do and what to tell you. The Lord Woman Serpent ordered a shield of feathers from me. I told him that I could not finish it rapidly. Finish the feather shield which is just behind you and take it to Woman Serpent. They should let you through with this gift.
This investigation is leading us to the top brass. As Chacoatl suggested, in order to speak to Woman Serpent, we need to perform our first puzzle. Well, it's not really a puzzle, more of an art project. This ceremonial shield needs to be finished by dyeing and attaching the provided feathers with dyes purchased from the market. Out of your own pocket, I might add. We arrive in the capital of Tenochtitlan. Taking the goods entrance into the palace, we're accosted by Quilatzpliclay. I think, I'm not sure, his name is never said out loud, with an actual puzzle this time.
You must be one of the men I requested to help me sort out the taxes. Your presence reassures me. I have so much work. You have to sort the taxes you see there on the ground next to you. There are jaguar pelts, bales of cotton, and bags of shells. The taxes are to be divided in the following proportions: a quarter for the city of Tlaclopan, a quarter for the city of Texcoco, and a half for our city of Tenochtitlan.
Sod it if it gets me into the palace.
Who are you? What do you mean? What kind of silly tale are you telling me?
After showing him the bloody parchment found in Tlatli's house concerning the evil and mentioning the Emperor and you're witnessing the nobleman's murder, he suddenly becomes frustrated and the git throws you in jail.
To give me advice. Guards!
You're only making yourself look worse. Oh, and making the capture video exactly the same as the death video is a bit stupid. I thought I had to reload. Oh, a prison cell tied together with rope. How will I ever escape? Very easily with this knife that's been stashed here. They really missed the opportunity here to make an elaborate prison escape puzzle. But credit where credit's due, their ingenious method of preventing your escape by having the game glitch and freeze up works like a charm.
Little serpent? My son?
Hey, there are the parents,
You have joined
being
us.
kept in the same kind of prison as me.
You will
So,
find the day
what's stopping me from using the planted knife to free them?
You're-
What? Why? What are the bars in their cell tied together with? The unbreakable diamond filament?
If your destiny is not to die, then let me tell you a secret. In our house, at the feet of Xochitl, our goddess of flowers, you will find the treasure.
Now to take care of this guard. You know what makes total sense? This method of incapacitation. You use your blowpipe on this little pointy bit of shadow and the guard just blinks out of existence. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen and quickly head home. Hello, who are you?
God of the Night Wind. So you have succeeded. The palace is rife with intrigues, and you come here and babble about a plot. If my lord woman serpent had not acted in that way, you would be dead. I am going to give you an object. It will provide you safe conduct. Present it to the right person, and you will be able to speak to the Lord Woman Serpent again.
Okay then. Hello again, remember me from 5 minutes ago?
I am going to tell you what I know. and
Woman
you
Serpent
will
makes us a
listen.
proposition that if we uncover the cause of the
I know
evil,
that
he will
the
spare both our folks and us.
growing every
Finally,
day.
a chance to clear our name and uncover the
I know that
truth.
Some accuse our emperor.
First, we need to head home and dig in the spot we were told about. Ooh, treasure. I'll tell you right now, this has no profound bearing on the story. You'll see why shortly. With further investigation, we find out that the necklaces found on the murder victims are a symbol of those who seek to overthrow the Emperor and were purchased from this man, Sevenflint.
Do you intend to steal from me?
After digging another one out of his wall, okay, he demands payment for the damage in return for information on who bought the necklaces from him. So you hand over the treasure.
You didn't
That's it.
steal it, I hope.
That's what that was for.
I could be
Bye bye,
accused
valuable
of-
family treasure.
So, I found
No time for you, snake.
snakes.
We're told the necklaces were purchased by the Lord Three Rabbit. Can we get to see him in his home? No, of course not. But an old slave of his who conveniently hangs around a little alley by his house can help us with further information.
It's hot, don't you think? My tongue feels like a lump of obsidian. A mouthful of Octley would certainly help loosen it.
Oh, God, everybody wants something in exchange for information. Here's your damn booze.
Be patient, and I'll tell you whatever you want. Do you want to play Patoli with me? I'll tell you what you want afterwards.
Oh, you have to be fucking kidding me. Oh well, this gives me the opportunity to teach Patoli to anyone who may want to play it themselves for real. The object is to get all 4 of your stones around one trip of the arm of the cross. Any number of stones can be in play at once, and the amount of spaces you can move is determined by these other 4 stones, which are differently coloured on each side and are thrown like dice. These large spaces at the ends count as spaces but cannot be landed on, so you have to get an appropriately high number to pass them. If an opponent's stone is in the centre area and your move will land on it, this will send their stone back to the start. This will only work if you land directly on your opponent's stone. You cannot pass them. You can, however, pass your own stones. Insert your own kidney stone joke here. The first one to get all stones around wins.
Lost again? That'll cost you another bean.
You know what the worst part is? I lost and reloaded 4 times in order to win twice and not lose too much money. But if you do lose, he lets you win anyway.
But I take pity on the poor player that you are. I'll answer your questions. My eye, my nose, my mouth.
And after all that, he gives me a riddle and a location. The Temple of Tezcatlipoca.
Poetess and singer.
Unfortunately, the temple is located in the centre of ceremonies, and to gain access to that we need help from Turquoise again. She knows someone called Flower of Stone, located at the centre of ceremonies, who is expecting a delivery of a sacred drum. This is our ticket in.
I am at your service. Show me this drum.
Her real purpose is to decipher the mysterious parchment given to you by Turquoise earlier.
I thank you.
But while she's doing that, to the temple! Here we get to the bottom of this sinister plot. 3 Rabbit and Priestess Papazian have been working with a Lord Blackflower to attempt to overthrow the Emperor by blaming the curse on him so that people will revolt. What actually is the curse? I'll leave that for you to discover. After recovering the evidence of their doings, we return to Flower of Stone to see what she's come up with.
This parchment is not a poem. I haven't enough time to study it, but I have a friend who could certainly help you. He too knew the murdered poet. His name is Ioquan.
Oh, well, what a fat load of good you were. She directs us to Ioquan, another poet back at the palace.
You are looking at him.
Oh, it was this guy all along.
You are presenting me with this.
Now he knows your intentions, he gives you another parchment from Talatli showing you the Wall of Skulls located back at the centre of ceremonies. And here we have the cheeriest puzzle in the game, skull stacking. It's simple enough, we just need to arrange them as they are on the left. A little skull manipulation music, maestro? And that reveals this thing! I don't know why you couldn't just empty that stack and take it, but let's take it back to Flower of Stone.
Show it to me, quickly.
These 2 parchments combine to reveal... you tell us.
The parchments seem to be properly placed this way. Let me see.
Talatli really left a convoluted trail, didn't he? But then that's one way to pad out a game. And speaking of games, the first clue is to look through the left-hand scoring hoop in the Talatli pitch.
What are you doing here? Don't you know that the pitch is forbidden to anyone who is not authorized?
Nobleman ball player here will only let Little Serpent look through the hoop if we manage to get a ball through. He gives him 6 chances, and if he loses, we become his slave forever. Wow, okay, no pressure. Okay, I only have a few shots. I have to get this right, or it's a life of servitude. We better save. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, an FMV. Well, that was easy.
The star of our god, the plumed serpent, Quetzalcoatl.
What was the point of all that build-up? Why 6 attempts when the game does it for you? Anyway, that clue points to the god of the west, as Flower of Stone points out. The second clue points to the date of the Aztec calendar, referring to gods of the mountain and water.
The date 3 house corresponds to our god Tepeyolotli, the heart of the mountain.
Things are falling into place, and we have a new location. Now we're on their heels.
So there he is, the one who has escaped us for so long.
Blackflower. In order to keep the curse a secret, I'll cut to the chase. You're given an ultimatum. Keep the curse alive and follow Blackflower, or die. I guess I choose death. Bye!
Stop him!
Quickly, we must inform Woman Servant of what we know and... Oh, shit.
Wait!
Lord, grant this young man a few more minutes of life, for he has saved our world, he has saved our lives, yours too, Lord of Lords. He does not deserve to die. Our gods never wish this strange evil that is the scourge of our city of Tenochtitlan, the heart of the one and only world. The guilty are there, the Lord Three Rabbit and the priestess Puppetsin. They plotted with Blackflower, the traitor of Texcoco. Arrest them!
And so I failed to recognize your valor. Since I angered the gods by nearly taking the life of an honest, brave, and just man, I shall make you a lord. You will have the right to bear this title, and you and yours will have all the honors due this rank. May the gods forgive me and my blindness.
And we never see Little Serpent's parents again. Seriously, you never see them released. The concept and setting of this game are a good idea. The educational part is an interesting addition, and it shows that Cryo have done their homework. What I feel hinders it is the use of the Omni 3D technology. It's awkward to use, especially if you don't have the mouse. Getting around the areas takes too long due to the PS1 loading everything off the disc, and the character models look like cheap animatronics. But I suppose the animatronic thing ties in with the Recreation Museum comparison. But that's what it feels like, an Aztec museum with an adventure game thrown in. The story stays engaging just enough to keep playing, but the slow pace and overall stiffness will put a lot of people off. But what of other Cryo interactive games? Did they make others in a similar style? You bet they did.